Hello world, welcome back to another YouTube Live. I am your host, Adam Turvitt, guiding you through the intrepid world of CrossClave and SpiderOak and all the other things. So, as you can see, today I have my party hat on because today's an exciting day. We are super pumped that CrossClave 14 is finally here. Now, let me tell you a bit about CrossClave 14. This is the version we've been working on forever. There have been lots of other versions of CrossClave, and if you look at the number, you can see there have been at least 13 other ones. But no, we've been working on this version in particular for a very long time because it has such important features. And today, I'm really excited to show you what those are, as well as answer any questions you may have. So remember, since we're here on YouTube, if you have any questions, go ahead and stick them in the chat, and I will do my best to answer them. Otherwise, if you're arriving here after the live broadcast has ended, you feel free to always send me an email. You can get to me or anyone else on the CrossClave team by emailing crossclave@spideroak.com. All right, let's get started. The new file experience has arrived. New file experience probably doesn't mean a whole lot to most of you. That's because it's a word that we made up. We can thank Zach Audie, our head of design, for this beautiful term, new file experience. CrossClave, from the very early days of its inception, back in the really rough times when only people internally were using CrossClave, has always been able to work with files. With this release, with version 14, the way that we work with files is completely different. It is so much better than before, and I'm just really excited to show you some of how that is different. And so we'll do a little bit of new file experience demoing in a bit, but right now, let me show you onboarding. Now, this, strictly speaking, isn't a brand new feature. This is actually a feature that we released in the last version in CrossClave 13, but it is so good. I'm just really excited to show you what new onboarding looks like because it's slick. So to help me do this, we have my trusty version of CrossClave here, and there we go. So you can see the important stuff and less of me. All right, here I am in a CrossClave team. This is the CS demo team. At SpiderOak, we call our customer success team. We're the ones that you're going to get a hold of when you come to talk with us over chat or email or anything like that in the forum. So the CS demo team, right now there are 3 people in this team: Adam, Dave, and Kelly. Let me add a new person. Now, as a team owner or a team admin, when you add somebody new, there are really just 2 steps now. First, the team admin puts in the new person's name. And for now, this is not changeable, so you're going to want to double check your spelling and make sure that you've got it right. So Adam's alter ego is the person we're going to invite to the team. I click Create Invite, and I get this pending team invite screen. Now, there are a couple of different elements here. The first one is a host name. Host name, if you're using the commercial CrossClave service, you're not going to need to worry about this because the host name is basically just, it's auto-filled in. And so you're not going to need to worry about this. Now, the second, the invite code, this is really important because the invite code is where we go. These are the words that need to be entered so that somebody new can join the team. Now, you have a couple of different options of how to send this code. You can simply click the copy button, which will copy these words. You can highlight these words and do Command-C or Control-C and copy them. You can also click the QR code. If you are in person live with someone, then they will most likely want to use the QR code, but you can also use the invite code. Now, let me show you one other interesting thing here. As a team admin, I can revoke this invite. So, those of you watching at home who were quick with your cameras, you might have scanned that QR code, or you might have put in that string of text, but I revoked it before you were able to get in. So take that. These are not reusable. By the way, it's Wednesday. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm a little bit snippy today, so hope you'll forgive me for that. Let's try this again, and I'm going to show you on my phone how we do this onboarding. So again, Adam's alter ego. Create invite. Now, I'm going to flip over to my phone. And on my phone, I'm going to launch CrossClave. Of course, we need to unlock it. And as a brand new fresh install, this is what you see. So I have two options here. I can join a team, or I can create a team, or I can restore on this device. So in this instance, I know that I have been invited to join a team. So I'm going to click join a team. There's the invite code where I can type it in, or I can simply scan the QR code. And it will ask if I can use the camera. It will scan the QR code, and then I'm joining the team. Now, let me take you back to see what happened on the admin side. On the admin side, you can now see Adam's alter ego has been added to the team. And I can change this person to remove them from a team, make them an admin, make them the owner, or leave them as a member. The difference in these roles on a team-wide basis is simply whether or not this person can add others to a team or set policy for a team. An owner can add people to a team, set policy for a team. A member cannot. Now, let's say that I want Kelly to be able to invite people to the team. All I need to do is change his user role to admin. Now Kelly, when he logs in to this team, has the ability to set up a new team invite. All right. So here on my phone, you can see we are in business. We have a new team that I have joined. And you can see this is a brand new account. CS Demo Team is the only thing in the account so far. Working with files is really pretty amazing in this version of CrossClave. So let's hop back over to CrossClave and do some file work. Now, we need a new space name. Our mascot for this release is the flower crab spider. So we will call the flower crab spider. That would be our new space name. And inside this flower crab spider, we can, of course, chat. And we can invite people from the team to join our space. So I'd better invite my alter ego to join me. Now, if we flip back over to my phone, you'll see flower crab spider. Here I am. I can join, and I can ping myself. Although, of course, on my computer, what I get here is an actual notification because I was pinged. All right, but we're not here to play around with things like that. We're here to play around with some files. So I have a couple of different things that I want to add in. So I'm just going to start dropping things into this space. All different little bits and pieces, different files that were a part of making this this release happen. So once I've got a file here in CrossClave, of course, the thing I can do is work with that file. So this is a Word doc that I used to make a new blog post talking about this release. So let's double click that and let me add this so you can see on my computer what we're looking at. This is the blog post. So I'm going to make some changes. When I hit the save, I've made a change, right? We can see it right here. I'm going to save this. One thing you'll notice is the file name. It says red copy at the front. This is an indicator so that I know this is the file that I opened from CrossClave. I can actually, if I have several versions of a file saved, I can actually, if I open them up all at the same time, then I'll be able to have several different colors pre-pended to these file names so I can keep track of which file is which. This is really helpful if you have a whole group working together on a file and they want to work at the same time. If you need to deduplicate or merge changes, anything like that, open up several different files, then you can use the, Microsoft Word has a really great change tracker, or you can even have two different files that are open at the same time, and you can tell Word, tell me what's different between these two, and it'll go through and highlight it. It's really pretty slick. So whatever application it is that you use to do your work, it will work together with CrossClave when you open files from it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this file. So it has been saved. Now let's go back to CrossClave and look at what we see. You'll see here that I have this little blew up cloud. Why is that? Well, because I have a draft of this file and I've just saved it. All I need to do to make sure that it gets added to CrossClave is click that little blue cloud. And we'll see now that if we go into the version history, I have the original file. I have the current version, which came from version 1. And right now I have a preview open, which is my red copy. And this preview comes from the current, which is version 2, because I just made that change. This may be slightly confusing. All you need to do is keep in mind that the point of all this is to make sure you are able to work on your files in a collaborative way and not lose any data. All right. Now, all of that, very cool. But here's the thing we're really excited about. Yes, sales team. I've heard you. We've been working on subfolders in CrossClave for a really long time. In fact, my boss, Dave Para, has told us over and over that without subfolders, he's going to, well, I won't tell you what he really said. There are some words that we probably shouldn't say publicly. We've been super excited for subfolders for a long time, and with this version of CrossClave, we have them. So let's make a folder. In any space, when we're looking at the files, we can simply hit plus, and we'll give this a date. Now we'll have a folder here in CrossClave, and each folder works the same way as the home folder. So when we're on this level, we've just clicked into this space. That's called home. If I click into the folder for demo, you'll see now I have breadcrumbs that I can use to help me find my way home. So let's throw a screenshot in here. This is a beautiful piece of design work that Zach has created, and now it's in this subfolder. When I go back to the home folder, you can see the time files in this folder were last updated. Double click in, you're able to click and launch files from within the subfolder, just like you do from the home folder. Now, one other important thing that we should note here. In past versions of CrossClave, if you double-clicked on a file to launch it, it would automatically assume that you've made a change. And that's not always true, right? Let's say that, let's hop back over to my phone. And I'm here in Files. Oh, and by the way, if you're on your phone, there's a couple of neat little things that you should probably enable here in the experimental features. One is video conferencing. That's neat. We'll talk more about that in future videos. But the photo camera, definitely something that you should enable because it works really well. All right, here I am in Flower Crab Spider. I'm going to go into Files and into this folder that I've just made. If I hit the menu button, which is the 3 dots, I have a couple of different options. I can click the top one. I can look at file details, which tells me all about it. I can go into version history, which tells me about this. But the thing that's really neat on your Android devices is I can also preview this file. Here we go. Here is the preview of this file, and I can make changes, or I can, whatever it is that I need to do here, I can then recommit these changes by sharing it back into CrossClave straight from my phone. So were I so inclined, my whole workflow could come back and just be from a mobile device, which is really neat. All right, coming back into CrossClave. The other thing that is really cool on your phone that we don't yet have enabled for desktop is I can take pictures straight here. And you can see it gives me the option for a photo or a video to upload a file or to create a folder. So let's take a photo. We're going to enable the ability to use the camera. Flip this around. There we go. Me and my green screen. You didn't think that my wall was actually that cool, did you? No. And here, Adam's alter ego has uploaded this beautiful picture of Adam with his green screen. I don't know if it's very beautiful, but it's definitely a photo that I took from inside CrossClave that never touched the camera roll of my phone. How cool is that? All right. So all of these things are now available in version 14 of CrossClave. Now, for those of you who have not yet updated, the next time you launch CrossClave, you'll see a screen that tells you we have an update that you need to download. So all you'll need to do is download that. And after you've downloaded the update, exit CrossClave, install, relaunch, you'll be set to go. There may be a little bit of time where your spaces that you created in the past will be migrated. Now, for those of you who are just joining us new as of this version or later, there's no migration necessary because you've got a brand new pristine account. All right. Well, in our last couple minutes, let me tell you about a couple of other cool new features that we have. CrossClave is available on, of course, Windows, Mac, Android, and for Debian distros of Linux. One of the things that we've been working hard on is making that Linux installer easier to use. We have heard from many different people in the Linux community about the desire to have different types of installers or a repo or something like that. We've taken those to heart and we're working on them, although I don't have a timeline for when we're going to release them, but we've made some good improvements. And so hopefully that will be something that you'll notice as you go to install the DEB file on your Linux distro. Other things that are new that you may not notice, but are bugs that we've quashed. We've worked hard to make sure that on mobile, when you do app mentions, that works a little bit better. The sizing for the chat box on mobile has been had some tweaks and some enhancements. And what other things? Well, as always, if you're interested in learning more about all of the features that come with this release. All you'll need to do is head over to our release notes page, and you'll get to see this horrifying picture of a flower crab spider. Thanks to Kat in IT for picking our mascot this time. I hope I never see one of those in my garden because it's terrifying. But yeah, you can read through our release notes here. This also tells you all the different ways you can get a hold of us, as well as having installer hashes for those of you who want to use that method to double check that what we serve you as a download is in fact the thing we intended to serve. One other important feature that I neglected to mention, but that is super important. If you have CrossClave on your phone, in the past we've done side loading as we were working with Google through some of their making sure that signing keys for the applications were handled in a secure way. Google had done some updates to the way they handle that workflow, and we were working with the Google team to make sure that we felt comfortable with the way private keys were handled. We've worked through that with the Play Store team, and now CrossClave is available in the Google Play Store. So if you go to our website, to our downloads page, which is spideroak.com/open download, and you click on mobile Android, you will go to the CrossClave page in the Play Store. Oh, you didn't see any of that because I just did it in the browser. Well, let's try it again. If you go to the CrossClave, to the downloads page on SpiderOak.com, and in the CrossClave section, click on Android. This will take you to the Google Play Store, where you can read more about CrossClave and see what's new. The current version, of course, is 14, and this is where you should go to install CrossClave on your Android device. If you have a special situation where you still need an APK, rather than using the Play Store, we know there are some people who are in that situation. Please get in touch with our team. You can do that, of course, at our website, SpiderOak.com. SpiderOak.com/CrossClave is the place to go to learn more about CrossClave. Also, if you go to this page, and as with all of our web properties, you can submit a ticket for our support team to learn more about CrossClave or chat with them live to find out more. That's what I've got for you today. CrossClave 14 is here. We really hope you'll try it. And as always, we have a free tier available for you so that you and some of your friends or colleagues can get started using CrossClave with 5 gigabytes of free storage. And we offer some really great plans for those of you who want a larger team or more storage. Those are things that we have available from our website. So go to SpiderOak.com/CrossClave. If any of you have questions, or if you just want to send me some feedback, remember the place to do that is CrossClave@SpiderOak.com. All right, folks, this has been a joy, and it's been nice talking with you. So since there are no questions, I'm going to wrap this up. Let us know any feedback you have. Enjoy using CrossClave, and whatever you do, be safe out there. Thanks.